Welcome to a review of gas reverberatory furnaces specifically designed for melting aluminium. Classical reverberatory furnaces had a shallow hearth for melting metal, which is heated indirectly by burners mounted in the roof or in a sidewall of the furnace. The flame used for melting the metal does not impinge on the metal surface itself, but is re-radiated off the walls or the roof of the furnace. The modern reverberatory furnaces use roof burners or side burners directed toward the metal surface. In effect, the objective is to heat the metal, not the furnace, for efficient operation. The first type we discuss is the dry hearth melting furnace. Here, aluminium ingots are heated on an inclined hearth before melting. A dry hearth reverberatory charges and preheat sows, ingots, and revert materials on a slope between the charging door and the molten metal bath, removing any contamination or water residue prior to melting, which prevents splashing or explosions. A dry hearth. Reverberatory charges and preheat sows, ingots, and revert materials on a slope between the charging door and the molten metal bath, removing any contamination or water residue prior to melting, which prevents splashing or explosions. One of the key advantages of the dry hearth furnace is safety. The charge melts on a heated surface, minimizing the risk of explosions. However, they have notable disadvantages such as high aluminium waste of 7 to 12% and lower energy efficiency. Next, we have the wet bath melting furnaces. In these, aluminium is loaded directly into the melt without preheating. A wet bath reverberatory directly dumps the sows, ingots, and reverts into the molten metal bath. The wet bath system is beneficial for melting scrap types with large surface-to-volume ratios, which may oxidize excessively unless melted quickly. These furnaces feature a low installation cost and a relatively minimal waste loss of 2 to 5% compared to dry hearth types. But they require a larger production space due to their capacity versus melting rate ratio, making them less space efficient. Lastly, we have shaft melting furnaces. These are known for their increased energy efficiency as they utilize waste gases to preheat the charge. Shaft melting furnaces can be considered as a modified reverberatory furnace with improved efficiency by better sealing of the furnace and the use of the flue gases to preheat the charged materials. Shaft furnaces ensure lower waste at only 0.8 to 1.5% and provide a cleaner melt thanks to a separate melting zone that limits oxidation. However, operating these furnaces requires strict adherence to rules and skilled personnel due to their complexity. In summary, each furnace type dry hearth, wet bath, and shaft has its characteristics, advantages, and challenges. Thank you for joining us in this look at gas reverberatory furnaces for melting aluminium. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.